Came fourth, totally late on the scene. Then Princess LaRue, who got checked out in the straight at one point, followed then by Bayer's Sunshine, Mahatma Dynamic Lady, and last throughout was Tembo Tembe.
All set. Racing at the 1400, the favourite Mighty Way jumped well, but Monet's Cove beat him out and went straight to the lead. Brave Chief and Carnelian are going forward, and Carnelian takes over the running now. Settling it's out by 2 lengths, 2 running second, Monet's Cove. Brave Chief, the outsiders third. They're followed then by Pengulu with King Midas around the outside of him, and Mighty Way back on the rails. Wonder Gullible middle of the field, but travelling out 3 wide around above the Law. Sir Linford on the rails, and then Mushtak to Nasa Rich, and back last of all is Another Chance down the side, and the leader is Carnelian about a neck in front. Brave Chief is second, and King Midas has gone up wide on the course third. A length further back is Monet's Cove, and then Pengulu. 2 lengths behind those is Gullible over on the outside, and then Mighty Way. Next is Above the Law when they corner. Mushtak out wider. Then came Another Chance. Sir Linford and Nasa Reach last of all. 550 metres to go, and Carnelian a narrow leader around the home turn from Brave Chief, and King Midas out 3 wide. Monet's Cove just behind them, and Pengulu right there to challenge, needing a run when they corner. Then Gullible coming into it wide out from Above the Law. Another Chance out wider. Mighty Way trying to get through on the rails. Carnelian 300 to go. Leads by a length to Brave Chief. Pengulu into the clear now. Monet's Cove back on the outside. Wider out Gullible. Carnelian at the 200 in front. Leads by a length and a half. Pengulu under the whip. Mighty Way can't get out. And Monet's Cove behind the leader. Carnelian still has it though. From Pengulu, Monet's Cove. Carnelian holding on just in front. And Carnelian won it by a long neck. 2 Pengulu second. Close for third Above the Law. And Nasa Rich flew out wide. Monet's Cove just behind them with Mighty Way, and neither of those two had a great deal of luck in the straight. Brave Chief weak, and then Sir Linford. Gullible dropped off the pace. Mushtak next from Another Chance, and King Midas, after a hard run, dropped out to finish last.
Last year by Tie the Knot. Starter comes down to his stand. Just Call Me Sir, keen to get on with it with Dignity Dancer. Racing away in a pretty good line too, and Just Call Me Sir and Mithranda, the 2 best to leave from Air Affair, then Dignity Dancer Arena. Ice King moving over now, followed by Strange and a break of a length off to Franklin Rivers, then Lawyer Typhoon, followed by Wellington and Odysseus last of all. Just Call Me Sir in front, but not for long. Ice King set alight by Brent Thompson. Races clear into the back over the 1600 crossing. It's Ice King the leader. Saddle might have shifted forward a little on Ice King. It's about 2.5 lengths on Just Call Me Sir, 5 to Air Affair, nearly 2 to Dignity Dancer, 3/4 Mithranda, 2 Arena, followed a length back by Strange on the inside of Franklin Rivers from Lawyer, Wellington, Typhoon, and Odysseus at the rear of the field. Onto the 1200 they travel, and Ice King shows the way. He's about 2.5 lengths clear. Just Call Me Sir running second, 2 to Air Affair on the inside of Dignity Dancer, travelling without cover at the moment from Franklin Rivers, and further back on the inside Mithranda. Arena on his outside being tracked by Wellington, and then comes Strange and Lawyer. Odysseus second last, and the tail ender is Typhoon. It's Ice King in front, coming onto the side in the Spring Champion Stakes into the 800. It's Ice King by 2.5 lengths now on Just Call Me Sir. Air Affair third. Franklin Rivers moving up quickly to be fourth, followed by Dignity Dancer. Little more than a length then to Mithranda. Wellington taking off from Arena. Another 2 lengths to Strange, Odysseus, Lawyer, and Absolute is Typhoon as they pack up. Preparatory to coming to the corner, 500 to go, and it's Ice King in front. 3/4 of a length on the New Zealander, Just Call Me Sir. Franklin Rivers going up to make a line of 3. 2 lengths then further back in the field is Dignity Dancer, followed by Wellington and Arenas into the clear, but Dignity Dancer raced away to the 200. Dignity
Now, good start too, and Shavita away quickly with Tambin Lad, Chrysler Magic, Ocean Ranch, well supported, has gone quickly between them. Close Handy Palace, Lord Hero, Wind as Tambin Lad drifts back. My Modest getting a run up on the inside, and Dermot got through inside of Tambin Lad. Out very wide on the track, Shavita is the leader by a length and a half, and happy to stay out there for the moment. Second placing, make that 2.5 now, is Chrysler Magic. With him Hero, Wind, and then came Ocean Ranch out wide. They were followed 2 lengths away behind those then by Palace Lloyd. moving up on the outside of My Modest, 2 lengths away almost to Dermot, 1.5 away last of all Tambin Lad. Shavit the leader as they negotiate the turn now and run down to the 500. By about 1.5 lengths, Hero Win, Chrysler Magic the inside, and wider out Ocean Ranch. They were followed by My Modest, and further back Palace Lord eases out deep with My Modest coming inside of it. They were followed by Dermot and Tambin Lad. Shavit the leader from Chrysler Magic on its inside. Ocean Ranch is being hard ridden. My Modest got past him. Hero Wind is next. Palace Lord under the stick, and now Tambin Lad runs on, but the leader is My Modest. Tambin Lad is the danger. Tambin Lad's after My Modest. My Modest is finding enough though, and My Modest will go on and score from Tambin Lad. Dermot from the rear got third out in the middle. Palace Lord fourth. Shavit was fifth after leading up. Chrysler Magic further down on the inside, then Ocean Ranch and Hero Wind.
All set. Ready to break. Set for the Turnbull, on their way now. Umrum won the jump. Tie the Knot began fast, and so did Darazari. Our Unicorn jumped well today. He's right there, and so is Fairform in company with Jezebel. Bohemoth dropped out to be last of all as they go through the first 200. And Umrum just deleted to Jezebel, 1.5 lengths away. Fairform on the inside, and Gold Guru moving up to fourth, and then Darazari, Markham. Aerosmith caught a little wide here, and Our Unicorn between horses. One further back, Tie the Knot on the inside. Just behind it, then Vitronite over on the rails when they head towards the 1400, and Platonic caught out a bit wide. Then Spectrum followed by the hind towards the end of Skybo, Heed the Toll, and Bohemoth last on the inside with 1300 to go. Not a great deal of pace on, and Umrum the leader, 3/4 on Jezebel. Fairform, the New Zealand mare, tucked in third the inside, and Gold Guru nicely placed fourth. One further back is Darazari over on the outside of Markham, and then Aerosmith, 1.5 lengths to the Unicorn. Over on the inside then came Tie the Knot, and Platonic is around him, 1.5 lengths the hind, being followed by Spectrum, Vitronite, one Heed the Toll, Skybo, and back last is Bohemoth with Umrum the leader. 900 left to go. He's arched his neck and he leads by about a neck here. Jezebel is second, Gold Guru third, outside Fairform, one Darazari, Aerosmith, Markham the inside, and they're followed then by Our Unicorn. Over on the inside of him is Tie the Knot, then Platonic out a bit wider when they came to the turn, and then the hind being followed by Spectrum, pulled out wide from Vitronite towards the end of Skybo, and Heed the Toll, and 3 lengths to Bohemoth. At the turn they race Umrum the leader with Jezebel going out fast to have a go at it now, and Gold Guru wider out, Darazari just behind them, and Fairform the rail. Then came Aerosmith, Tie the Knot sneaking up near the insides, going to need some luck to get a run through them. Umrum the leader, Fairform's into the clear with Jezebel on the outside, Tie the Knot searching for an out, Gold Guru running on, Darazari held up, Aerosmith out wide, sweeping on them now. Aerosmith on the outside has raced to the lead over Fairform, Jezebel and Gold Guru, but Aerosmith has sprinted away from them, and Aerosmith won it brilliantly. Great photo, the miners. We've got Gold Guru, Darazari, the Unicorn on the outside, and Fairform. There's little between all of those. Jezebel was just behind them from Vitronite. The hind made ground. Tie the Knot never got clear. Umrum weakened. Then came Bohemoth, Heed the Toll, Skybo, Markham, Spectrum and Platonic.
Pipe and likewise Bridal Man, and as they settle and travel about 250 metres, Pipe is the leader now from Bridal Man. Shazka is back to third, and Taradu is fourth, keen to run. Then Praise Indeed at his quarters the outside, Yippee-I-O, and 1 length to Ebony Grove. This is the order as they race to the crossing at the 1600 metres, and Pipe is the leader, about 3/4 to a length clear on Bridal Man. Shazka is running third, and then Taradu about 1.5 lengths to Yippee-I-O on the outside there of Praise Indeed, and 2.5 lengths to Ebony Grove, who'd be back about 8 lengths off the lead, held by Pipe, and past the 1400. Pipe in front, not for long. J.A. Cassidy obviously not happy with the speed and sends the favourite Yippee-I-O fast around the outside and takes up the running at the 1200 metres. Yippee-I-O 1.5 lengths on Pipe. Bridal Man is next, and 2 lengths then coming Shas K. On its outside is Taradu and Ebony Grove around Praise Indeed of the joint tail enders. They work off the back now and come down to the 950, and the big chestnut Yippee-I-O. He's out by a length and a half on Bridal Man. Piper's next, followed by Taradu. Shazkay wedged in and 2 lengths to Ebony Grove on the outside of Praise Indeed. There's still no change in the order with 750 to run in the Craven Plate. And the odds-on favourite Yippee-I-O. 3/4 Taradu and Bridal Man endeavouring to have a shot at Yippee-I-O. 2 further back is Pipe, followed by Shazkay away from the rails. On his outside, 3 out in fact, is Ebony Grove, and Praise Indeed has dropped out a conspicuous last as they round the corner with 400 left to go. And Yippee-I-O turned right up against the rails. He's a length Taradu and Bridal Man. Pipe on the inside from Shazkay and Ebony Grove. Now Jimmy Cassidy shaking up Yippee-I-O. Taradu's gone up on his outside. Yippee-I-O fighting back from Taradu. Shazkay coming into it. Then Ebony Grove. Yippee-I-O pulling out plenty. Yippee-I-O, Taradu, and Shazkay's coming quickly, but Yippee, reckon he might have just won. Yippee-I-O over Shazkay, nothing in it. Taradu third from Praise Indeed, followed home by Bridal Man, and then on the outside Ebony Grove, and last of all was Pipe. Stand by.
Things are pretty stable over there in the Honda stalls. They're ready. There's the light. Off in the Guineas, and looked a reasonable start. Rosa War easing back out of the early fray, and away very fast Gold Fame, Gold Crystal, and also Chamois. Over on the outside, Dancing Apollo, back to the inside, Scenic Sprint, and with those Anterior. In that Division 2 was Ideal Option, and they were followed further out on the track, right around them by Pattern of Bells going up to put the pressure on the leading group. Further back behind those came Primrose Penny from Ras Brightia, Manala Pan, and then Apogee Storm and Rosa War last of all, and they slackened here, and a few of them had to take hold, where the leader was Chamois, shows the way by a half to in second placing Pattern of Bells down the side Anterior at the 1,000 cut loose and goes around them quickly to join in. They were followed by Dancing Apollo wide, Gold Crystal getting a nice run in the centre. On its inside, Gold Fame, 1.5 away Ideal Option owned. On the outside, the stablemate Scenic Sprint. French Flute followed by Manala Pan, and Rosa War takes off around them. Primrose Penny between horses, momentarily held up. Ras Brightia the inside, and back to last now is Apogee Storm. Coming to the home turn, 600 metres out, and Anterior took over. At big odds, Anterior by a length and a half, Chamois, but there's only 4 lengths first to last now, and Rosa War from the rear of the field has cartwheeled around the outside. Going with it, Pattern of Bells, Chamois still there. Ras Brightia runs up hard behind those. Deeper on the track then came Primrose Penny, but held up. Wider out Manala Pan, but they're really not in it back there in the field. 200 out, Anterior the leader. Chamois comes at it, and now Rosa War, the Danehill filly, is starting to extend. Rosa War on the outside, and on the inside Chamois. Rosa War and Chamois nose for nose. Chamois fights back. Rosa War the outside. They hit it, split it. Oh, maybe Chamois from Rosa War, and flashing home Ideal Option and Apogee Storm at big odds right down the outside. Further back, Primrose Penny, who had a checkered passage. Manala
Often racing in the Edward Manifold, and Rose of Dane was the first out ahead of St Clemens, Bell, Can See, and Gold Moments going through early, and then Brightside and Astrolita as they settle down. And Danelars dropped back to be last of all, and In a Flurry is next to last at the 1,200 metres. Gold Moment just led, but Brightside sliding up on the outside to run to the lead now. Can See settling third, and Zazabel wider out going forward. 1 St Clemens, Bell interest only. A length and a half to In a Flurry going up round the outside from Danelar going forward out wide after being caught off the track. It's going up. Rose of Dane settling towards the end with Astrolita. In a Flurry's back last again and out 3 wide. Brightside at the 1,000, the leader. Stop-start race. Zazabel 3/4 away second, and now Danelar's gone up quickly on the outside to third, but still a little wide. Gold Moment on the rail, and 1 to Can See. St Clemens Bell over on the inside, lying about 6th. Then came Interest Only, followed by Rose of Dane towards the end In a Flurry, and Astrolita's last in a bunch field nearing the turn. Brightside led Zazabel. Gold Moment just behind them, and Danelar out wide. In a Flurry's off round the outside when they came to the turn. In behind them is Can See. St Clemens Bell over on the inside will need some luck from her awkward place when they come around the turn. Brightside in front of Zazabel. Gold Moment. Danelar wider out. In a Flurry deeper. Astrolita's come the widest. St Clemens Bell getting up on the fence. Brightside at the 350 slipped out by 2. Can she run the trip? Here's In a Flurry coming after her with Astrolita. Zazabel battling. St Clemens Bell over on the inside, and now racing to the lead at the 200 800 in a flurry with Astrolita. Rose of Danes coming down the outside, and then St Clements Bell, but in a flurry at the 100, leads by 2 lengths, draws clear, and in a flurry goes on to win it magnificently. Rose of Danes second ahead, Astrolita. Zazabel held on well, then St Clements Bell. They were followed further back by Interest Only, Danelaw, No Luck. Next to finish, Can See, Brightside, and Gull Moment last of all. Another one for Colin Alderson.
This time a beautiful start. Camarina, one of the best to break. Say Good Morning out well. So was Sunline going quickly. Zola with Tsar Royale. Crimson Flight and Liana not far back, and the same for Wichita. As Camarina drifts back a little on the inside, so too Winter Garden on her rudder. A length and a half well disposed, and then comes In Search Dharmala to Confer. And the last is Smoke and Fire. Racing past the 1200 and Say Good Morning to the lead by 3/4 of a length on Sunline. Wichita third. Liana very wide out from Camarina, and between Liana and Camarina is Winter Garden. Zola's out right out off the track, about 5 and 6 wide from Well Disposed. Then In Search Crimson Flight, followed closely by Tsar Royale, Dharmala. Confer second last, and Smoke and Fire's last. Say Good Morning at the halfway leads the Flight Stakes field, about 2 lengths on the favourite Sunline. 2.5 lengths to Wichita. On the inside, Camarina. A length further back then is Liana, followed by Zola, who's been wide from the word go. In Search is next, a length and a half. Tsar Royale, Well Disposed, Dharmala, Confer. Crimson Flight second last, Smoke and Fire, and Winter Garden has dropped out to last. Into the straight in the Flight Stakes, and Sunline canters up to Say Good Morning, and they put 2.5 lengths on Camarina, followed by Wichita, and then Dharmala, but Sunline extending for Larry Cassidy, and this top-class New Zealand filly raced away. Sunline about 3 or 4, Camarina, followed by Say Good Morning, Wichita and Confer, but she is a beauty. Look at her go. Sunline 7 out of 7, Camarina second, Confer third, but Sunline does it again. Camarina second, and third was Confer from Wichita, Dharmala, Tsar Royale, Say Good Morning, followed home then by Well Disposed, a gap to In Search. They're coming in at long intervals. There goes Smoke and Fire, Zola, Crimson Flight, Liana, and Winter Garden last of all.
Ladies and gentlemen,
On the inside, the well-supported Adelaide Express and Beyond Fear showing good speed. Taurlina is deep in there with those two as they settle as Dominique Charm. Nothing really keen to lead. They've all taken hold. Back behind those then Monongila still from Balmaha, then Balladin and Youngblood last of all. Polar Sun obliges and comes to the front now with Taurlina. It's inside, outside. They were followed at the 800 by Adelaide Express and Beyond Fear and Round Lake, making a line of 3. Just off that trio then came Dominique Charm, and further back behind them another trio. Balladin, Young Blood is there, and so too Balmaha as they negotiate the home turn, and they race down to the 500 metre mark, and Monongila Steel was last between horses. Around the home turn, Polar Sun led, racing about 4 horses off the rail with Taurlina it's outside. Further out in the track, Round Lake and Dominique Charm back to the inside, Balladin and Adelaide Express, and then Beyond Fear, but Taurlina raced up to Polar Sun, Adelaide Express, Beyond Fear looking for run, Dominique Chalmers next, and Balladin on the inside. He's got to go for Taurlina. 5 across the track, Beyond Fear zipped up on the inside. Taurlina's gone, and Beyond Fear grabbed the lead with Dominique Charm. Dominique Charm or Beyond Fear, they're poles apart, and between them we've got both Taurlina and Young Blood. Wider out Monongila Steel, Polar Sun. Balmaha behind them, followed then by Adelaide Express, Balladin and Round Lake. These are very wide apart. You wouldn't be surprised if the outside horses got this. Dominique Charm.
Set to go. All in now. Dandelar in 8. Off they go. Dandelar began well. Zahiro fractionally slow. Paint got away like a rocket and is going straight down towards the flat side rail. They are splitting. And Paint leads down on the inside ahead of Blaze the Turf, Saboom, Rock You and Flak Jacket. Out on the grandstand side now, and they've gone past 1,000 with the flying Dandelar, the leader. Out in front of Hockney, second, and Tauke just behind them, getting a nice run behind the favourite. They're followed by Cornwall Queen and Next Classic Day against the rail. Further back in the field is Zahiro and Rebel last of the division down on the outside rail. On the other side, and Paint the leader from Blaze the Turf. 2 lengths behind them, Rock You, Saboom the rail and Flak Jacket ridden along behind them. Flat side leading. Over on the other side of the course, Dandelar in front from Hockney. Cornwall Queen to the middle of the track. Tauke running on strongly against the rail. Classic Day following at home. Paint well clear on the flat side at the 300, and it's Paint about 3 lengths in front of Rock You and Blaze the Turf. On the other side, Tauke after Dandelar, and then Rebel and Hockney. It's Dandelar and Tauke taking the lead on the outside from Rebel and Classic Day. Still Dandelar in front. Rebel pegs her back. Rebel gets to Dandelar, and Rebel got up and beat Dandelar 3/4 of a length. Classic Day third. Just in front of Tauke, Zahiro, Hockney, and then came Cornwall Queen. And they were in another division in the last couple of 100 metres on the other side. Rock You was first home on the flat side, but was never near them. Behind those, Saboom, Paint weakening badly, Blaze the Turf and Flak Jacket. Rebel. Number 6 is the winner.
The 1998 Cannon Epsom Handicap. We're ready for the Cannon Epsom. Racing. Juggler didn't jump out all that well, and Adam was one of the smartest out. Super Slew and Bazile Bay got going very quickly, and Pleasure Giver is right up there in the early stages, followed by Armed for Action and then Champagne. A length and a half further back in the field, Super Crest, followed by Arletty. After a length into El Marada, Blazing Steel, Northern Drake out very wide. Over on the inside next is Dodge, and that clump is Iron Horse, followed by Cheviot, and then Corporate James on the inside, Tricove and Rustic Dream a long way back with Juggler, and Pursuits is the tail ender. As they come down the side, they've gone mad in front. Bazile Bay leads 2.5 to 3 lengths on Adams. 6 Pleasure Giver, followed on the inside Super Slew, then Super Crest, a length then to Armed for Action, followed by Arletty on the rails, a break Champagne, Iron Horse, Dodge on the inside from Blazing Steel, El Marada, then comes Cheviot, a length and a half to Corporate James, then Northern Drake, Tricove on airs a long way back, so too Pursuits, Rustic Dream, and Juggler is at the rear. The Epsom field is on the corner, 500 to go, and Bazile Bay giving them something to catch, and he straightens up to Adam. 3 to Pleasure Giver, Super Slew, followed on the inside Dodge, and further back in the field is Arletty. Champagne at the head of the remainder, 2:20 to go, and Bazile Bay is the leader. They're starting to close in. Dodge is hurtling up on the inside, followed by Adam, Super Slew, and then Arletty, followed by Champagne, but Dodge hits the front. Super Slew going with Dodge. They hit it. Dodge from Super Slew or Iron Horse wide out. Tricove and Pursuits not far away. And then came Arletty and Corporate James, followed by Rustic Dream, Adam. Bazile by Armed for Action, and then Pleasure Giver with Cheviot, Juggler. Champagne, Northern Drake on air, Super Crest, and the last 2 were Blazing Steel and El Marada.
Young Astronaut called it a day. There too on the inside, Comrade Park, Prince Keystone, and down the outside, here comes Deb. Deborah's Daughter joining in with those further back behind them came Limber Up, started to run home, but Deborah's Daughter reached the lead with 120 to go. Battling on is Limber Up, so's March Militaire, but it's Deb's Daughter. Deborah's Daughter's going to be too good. Deborah's Daughter by a length on the line. Prince Keystone second, third might be March Militaire with on its outside Limber Up. Beyond the Barclay next in Chatsy from last ran home. They were followed by Princely Guy. Russo was wide throughout. Onslaught further back in the field, Distant Rain from Comrade Park, and they were followed further back then by Young Astronaut, which knocked right up today, and the outsider Currency Boss was last.
– 1,400 metres. Noircia on the inside. Just about ready to break. Set, all clear given for the last. They're ready. And off. Fire Lake won the start. Noircia a little slow. Greeting began quickly with Our Scenario and Chow Baby into stride quickly as they settle down now. Staging up in about 6th or 7th, placing a little wide and working forward. At the 1,200, Fire Lake just in front. Chow Baby second, and Staging moved up fast on the outside to join them. Mizomai's gone up quickly on the outside. Staging fighting the rider, just the leader with a big weight from Chow Baby and Mizomai on the outside. Fire Lake back to 4th, and then Camino Rose well placed 5th, and then Chippy's Daughter and Greeting. Over on the inside, Our Scenario from Chili's are very tightly packed here, and Classy Babe got checked off heels. Tinicador out very wide, followed by Giftenery. Caniana a good way back, followed by Noircia, and Our Dynamic Lady last of all in a bunched field. Staging the leader, settled better coming towards the turn. Well off the rails though, she's going to corner in front of Fire Lake and Chow Baby down on her inside. They're being followed then by Chippy's Daughter, Mizomai out wider, Chili's in the lime. Back over on the inside, Our Scenario looking to get clear, and Greeting is running on fairly well. Fire Lake, Chow Baby again joins Staging down towards the 300 metre mark. Mizomai next, Camino Rose running on. Greeting held up a little here, so is Noircia, and Caniana's coming down the outside with a big run. Chow Baby on the inside, Caniana and Mizomai are coming at her with Camino Rose in the middle, and Our Dynamic Lady flying home. Caniana the leader though. Our Dynamic Lady is lifting the last bit. Our Dynamic Lady got there, beat Caniana a nose, I'd say. Close between them though. Mizomai grabbing third. Camino Rose was next, followed by Chippy's Daughter, Chow Baby, and Chili's out wider, and they were trailed by Greeting, Our Scenario and Noircia. Staging next had no luck, followed by Classy Babe, Giftenery, Tinicadua and Fire Lake. 15 has got it. Opie Bosson has arrived with Our Dynamic Lady to win.
And Wobble is not far away, but getting right out of its ground is Intermission settling, and Flying Celebrity is the leader narrowly from Wobble, and La Hill on the inside third. Casey Anna's dropped back into 4th position, a length and a half to Fashion File, followed closely then on the outside moving forward was My Collegy and Marty's Magic 3 deep from La Guiche de Cara, and Intermission has tailed off down past the 700, and Flying Celebrity leads from the Queenslander Wobble, a length and a quarter of the break. Casey Ann third, La Hill 4th from My Collegy, and then Fashion File. Marty's Magic a length to La Guiche de Cara, and 4 or 5 lengths to Intermission. They're on the swing on the last here at Royal Randwick, and Flying Celebrity up the rise more than a length. Second is Casey Ann. La Hill is third, followed by Fashion File on the inside, and Marty's Magic heads the remainder. Down to the 200 they travel. Flying Celebrity taken on by Casey Ann, a length to Fashion File and 2 lengths to Cara. Flying Celebrity, Casey Ann a race in 2. Flying Celebrity a nose in front. Casey Ann tried to pick her up. Flying Celebrity, I reckon, on Nostril KCN. Another Rib Tickler. Fashion File third, followed by Dakara. Mycology and then La Guiche intermission. Mardy's Magic further back in the field was La Hill and Wobble at the rear. Photo, another close finish. Flying Celebrity on the inside and KCN